Hey, it's Evan. Welcome back to another episode of the Mindful 8 podcast. And in today's episode, we're talking about why I moved back to Philly and why I'm moving back out. I graduated from Temple University, which is in North Philadelphia, back in May. I'm recording this in August of 2024. I graduated in May of 2024, and May, June, July, I spent time at home. I spent time traveling. I went to Tulum. I went to Duluth. I went to Miami. And now in August, I'm back in the city that I've been at for so many years. It feels like so many years. Why? Why, Evan? The conscious intention of actually being back in Philadelphia was to see if this city that I call home is a potential candidate for a long-term stay. For example, starting a lease, right? Like a 12-month lease. Is this a potential candidate for the foreseeable future? That's the conscious intention of why I decided to sublet my friend's apartment, which is where I'm at right now, for the month of August. And in all these videos, I try to offer a bit of advice, a bit of value, so that my audience doesn't really grow bored of just hearing me ramble on and on and on. But these videos are also for me to reflect and do a bit of a stream of consciousness reflection on, where I'm at now and where I foresee myself going in the future, right? The advice that I want to give to you right now in regards to your environment is understand that proximity is power, right? Not only are the people you surround yourself with of the utmost importance, but your environment is also really important as well. And Philadelphia, it gives off overall, in my opinion, very corporate vibes, right? Everybody's always rushing to get from point A to point B. Not many people, at least from what I've seen thus far this month, and also living here for 4 years, nobody's really smelling the roses. No one's really, honoring the journey. It's as if everybody's just rushing and forcing everything in life, and it gives off that corporate America vibe, which is something that I don't enjoy. Likes and dislikes is all irrelevant, but it's not something I necessarily develop my edge into, if you will. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, right? And that's just one of the takeaways. Another thing is that there's old energy here. And this is a bit of a reflection for me. My conscious intention, like I said, was to see if this would be a candidate for a long-term stay. And it's not, because there's a lot of old energy here. A lot of old energy, and it's kind of driving me crazy because I'm allowing it to drive me crazy. But I was here for 4 years, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior year of college in North Philadelphia at Temple University. And there's that old energy every single time that I'm on the train, right? If I'm going, because I'm in Northern Liberties right now, which is northeast Philly, and it's a city that's very easy to understand and to get around. We thank our founding fathers for that. It's essentially a compass, right? There's Broad Street that goes north to south, right? South all the way down to the stadiums. North, I'm literally north, like on North Broad. That's where Temple was. And then Market Street, which goes west to east and east to west. It's a very simple layout, right? It's not New York where it's like super complicated. Philly is a very easy city to navigate. It was actually deemed the most walkable city, believe it or not. But all besides the point, there is such an old energy here, which makes sense because it's the birthplace of our country, number one, but number two, for me personally, because I went to university here. Every single time that I hop on the train, either at Jefferson or Suburban, and I take that train back home to my hometown, I pass Temple University Station. And I ask myself, what do you do? Like, why are you still doing this? Right? Why are you still going through this pendulum? This pendulum is swinging back and forth and you're still in it. It's totally okay. This had to happen. The surrender experiment called me to come back to the city, to navigate through the city, to see if this is a place that I would want to be long term. And it's not. Primarily because of the old energy that's here, right? With my university, and furthermore, old friends, old, party environment, going out on Friday, Saturday. I also feel, and this is an important observation, that my physical vessel and soul that embodies the physical vessel isn't necessarily supposed to be in a type of urban environment that's very loud, that lacks nature, and it's very stress inducing. This is something that I've observed. Checking to see if I'm recording still, and I am. Beautiful. Love that. Audio's good. The first night that I was here, subletting my friend's apartment, which is where I'm at, like I said, I could not go to sleep. I'm on Spring Garden Street, which is one of the more busy streets, if you will, right? And it's just car horns all night. It's not a quiet environment. It's not good for sleep. And sleep is of the utmost importance. It's the most important thing for health and well-being. It's your sleep, right? It's so overlooked. And look, unless you're in a certain part in the city where, there's not many cars going around, it's going to be a bit of a challenge to sleep. And that's something that I've experienced. So that's another thing as well, is I'm not supposed to be in an environment where it's very chaotic, it's very stress inducing. I need nature. I'm supposed to be in nature. That's what I've observed. Now, a city like Medellin or Tulum, it gives both, right? Kind of city. Specifically, I'm thinking about Medellin overall, because that's where I've been thus far, and it's a candidate. It's very urban heavy, especially all the coffee shops too. It's like plants, nature everywhere, right? But it's also a city, lots of buildings, right? Lots of cars. But it's that good balance. This is more like skyscrapers, buildings, cars, not much nature, right? So something I've observed is get out of the city. Get out of the city, especially in this year. And that's going to be another video topic as well, as this year and the effect that it's having on a lot of people, because I can feel it. This is just my observation. I moved here with the conscious intention of seeing if this was a long-term candidate for staying here, and it's not, right? And I'm honestly not even emotional about it, right? I feel like I'm caught in the pendulum of that old energy here and now, because I'm just back in the city where I went to college. I'm not supposed to live here long term. That's okay. I love that knowing. I love that understanding. And that's why I'm moving out after this month. We're moving on. There are so many beautiful places to explore, so many beautiful people to inspire. And at least for now, my time is not residing here. Not even emotional about it in the slightest. I just know that I've outgrown Philadelphia. I've outgrown Philadelphia. I've outgrown Philadelphia. This was my reflection on why I moved to Philly and why I'm moving out. I love you. Thank you for listening. I affirm that you got something out of this. Good to be back talking to the camera. Got my inspiration back, got my creative faculty going. I love you dearly. I love you dearly. I love you dearly. Enjoy the rest of your day.